Well, I'm back again. Decided to take the scenic route. Came off the toll roads down to Nancy and have about another hour and 20 minutes to go. -4 is the temperature, and all the trees, all the fields basically covered in snow, but the roads are perfectly clear. And talking about French roads, I don't mind paying the toll because they are just brilliant. And for anybody who's never driven in France or even Europe, I'd highly recommend it. But the roads here, Spain, from my experience, Germany, a little bit hit and miss in Italy, but overall they're pretty good. The Netherlands, Belgium, but compared to the UK, just a completely different level, well maintained, well looked after. And again, nobody minds paying their taxes if things are as they should be and fit for purpose. But I must say, the roads compared to the UK, they're just, like I say, different level. Car today, faultless, absolutely brilliant. As I mentioned in the previous videos, it's a 2009 a V8. It's 420 horsepower, gated manual gearbox, and it's surprisingly comfortable. And I'm not going to kind of sit here and try and promote the Audi R8. There's been thousands of videos, and obviously it all started off probably with Jeremy Clarkson racing Richard Hammond and his comment about the LED lights looking like a council house at Christmas time. Not sure you get away with that now, but that's basically the launch really of the original R8, and it's been in films, as we know, Iron Man, 17 again. And what I love about this car, there's many things I love about this car, but it's the reaction from people. It's of all ages, doesn't matter where I am. I always get a smile, always get a wave. People asking me what I do for a living for some reason, and what's this car worth? About £30,000, £35,000. And it just brings a whole lot more than £30,000 worth of joy. If you think of a family car these days in the UK, it's probably minimum 30,000, 35,000. But the car is comfortable. It's behaved perfectly, absolutely perfectly. I'm not hammering it, as I've said. I was getting up to about 30 mpg today, 28 to 30, at steady 70 miles per hour, just under 3,000 RPM, 6th gear, cruise control on, aircon on, and it is just absolutely perfect. Really, really perfect. And I have considered getting rid of it probably a year ago, probably 18 months ago. I've had two Porsche 911s, the original 996, which I know had quite a lot of criticism from the purists, but what a great car that was. Did have one or two issues with it, I must say, as well. And then I changed that for a Carrera 4S, both Arctic Silver, both Tiptronic gearboxes. But I had to let the 997 Gen 1 Carrera 4S go. It was a stunning car. I absolutely loved the look of that car. The wider wheel arches at the back and just looked amazing. But had a problem with bore scoring. And I know people who have got newer Porsches or Porsches, and they've just had nothing but problems with them. And I just simply don't understand that a car has been manufactured for over 55 years and we're still encountering significant issues with the engines, which I just find astonishing. But with this V8, and I know the V10 Audi, they are probably the best engines ever made, really, or up there with one or two of the American engines. But the V8 and the V10, just incredible reliability and performance. And even without the stock exhaust, or even with the stock exhaust, I should say, and without a Capristo exhaust like I know some people fit, This sounds really good when the valves open at 5,000 RPM upwards. It really does sound good, but I wanted to keep the car original, which is what I've done. And I have contemplated buying a V10 Spider. And again, I wouldn't say no to a V10. Probably about 2017, 2018 Audi R8, a V10 convertible. But I keep coming back to this. I just keep looking at it and thinking it doesn't lose its appeal. It's just, don't know, a timeless classic, I suppose. Probably like a piece of jewelry or a fine wine. Audi just got it right. And somebody asked me the other day, am I going to sell it? And I've decided I'm not going to sell it. And obviously there'll come a point in my life when probably I can't drive it anymore, or if something significantly goes wrong with it, well, fine. Then I may have to sell it. But for me, a bit of a change in my circumstances, looking at moving out of the village where I live, which is about 10 miles east of London Stansted Airport, a little village called Felsted, and going to move on and going to develop some business ideas. But one of those dreams, or maybe two of those dreams, is I have a house in Spain and I want to buy a little boat and learn to sail it and go around the Med, reduce my flying time with the airline I'm flying with, go part-time, spend a bit more time doing the things I want to do with the people I want to do them with. Sailing is probably one of them. Growing up on an island, as I mentioned in the previous videos, I'm the only one in my family that's never had a boat. I think a second one of my dreams, and again, it may just be a dream, is owning a Ferrari. My daughters and family and I are off to the F1 to Monza in September. We're really looking forward to that. We're not massive F1 fans, but it's the whole experience of going to Italy, the whole experience of the F1, spending time together with my daughters and my family. And my dream, I guess, probably over the next 12 to 18 months, is to buy a Ferrari 458. I think ideally I'd love the Spider. I suppose everybody says, if you're going to buy your first one, buy a red one. But who knows? Who knows what life has in store? But if things go to plan, if I remain healthy, and if my property sells at home, which I'm in the process of selling, and going to use some of that equity to, like I say, develop some business ideas with property and whatever's left over, I may consider buying a Ferrari 458 or going halves with a friend of mine or friends of mine on a boat and putting it in Spain, not far from Alicante, and making some more memories, really creating some more adventures. That's what life's about, I think. But back to the car, it's just amazing. And the Quattro system has been just brilliant in the snow, in and out of car parks today where it hasn't been treated, and it doesn't bother this car at all. It is just built for the Autobahn. It's built for Europe. It's pretty much built for anything. And so far, so good. Since leaving my home in Essex yesterday, I've done 376 miles. By the time we get to Nancy, probably be about 450 in 2 days. And tomorrow, as I mentioned, I'm going to flick a coin and see where my next destination will be. I'm hoping to meet my daughters in Geneva at the weekend. That would be lovely. They're hoping to fly out and we could have some time together, albeit just for one night. But I'm looking forward to that if we can make that happen. And if it isn't Geneva, we'll choose somewhere else, wherever I end up. Well, I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll come back to you when I get to Nancy. And again, if I can give you any information about Nancy, I will. And please correct me if I'm wrong with the way I pronounce it. I didn't do French in school, and so I didn't actually do very well in school. And when I lived in the Middle East, I didn't go to school for quite a while, so probably explains a lot, really. But yes, I will come back with some details of Nancy. I'll make some more content a little bit later on, albeit just for a few minutes. find a nice bar and maybe see what the local beers are like, see what the local cuisine is like as well. So until then, I'll come back to you a little bit later on. Might have a swim in the pool, and yeah, see how that goes. And yeah, I'll speak to you a little bit later on.